A successful actor, a WWE fighter, an author, and the legend of the NBA. He is the best rebounder ever, Dennis Rodman. All NBA lovers must be familiar with him. Okay, without further ado, these are the secrets of Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was initially rejected for the basketball and rugby team at the Southern Oklahoma State University campus due to his unsupportive posture. Dennis Rodman had played for the Detroit Pistons, San Antonio Spurs, Chicago Bulls, Los Angeles Lakers, and Dallas Mavericks. Dennis Rodman played as a minor forward in his early years before becoming a strong forward. The man, who was born on May 13, 1961, is known for his defensive game and good rebounding ability. Because of this, he is known as the Worm. Dennis also won the award for 7 consecutive years for the rebound per game category in the NBA All-Defensive First Team. He also led the NBA in rebounds per game for a record for 7 consecutive years and won 5 NBA championships. His biography on NBA states that he is arguably the best striker in the NBA history. Rodman started his career with the Detroit Pistons. Well, Dennis was recruited by Detroit in 1986. This team was a champion in 89, 90, and 2004. Dennis was recruited as the 3rd pick overall. When Rodman played for the Detroit Pistons as a starting 5, this team has its own nickname. People call them the Bad Boys. The nickname was given not without reason. Of course, it was pinned to Piston because of the playing style of the rosters, who are very aggressive and hustle. The players who played as the Bad Boys team was Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, Joe DeMars, John Sally, Adrian Dantley, and of course Dennis Rodman. You could say that Piston in their prime when Dennis Rodman played for them. It was proven that Detroit won the NBA championship in 89 and 90 when Dennis Rodman fight for Detroit Pistons. Early in his career in Detroit, he was a versatile player. He defends, he assists, and also scored for Detroit. Then when he entered the San Antonio Spurs, he became a defender. But Rodman only played for 2 seasons as a Spur. After that, he was recruited by the Chicago Bulls and became one of the NBA basketball icons. Likewise, when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, the end of his career was spent in England with the Brighton Bears. Besides his spectacular achievement in the NBA, Rodman was also a professional. Said that Dennis was an actor. You can see him in Double Team movie. Dennis plays with Jean-Claude Van Damme, a Belgian actor who is also known as JZVD, who often plays for Actionville. But have you ever heard about this movie? Because there is some bad news regarding this movie. This movie itself got a bad rating, but I think the next film will be interesting. The story of Rodman's life is coming on Netflix. It will tell us what was happening at the 48 Hours tragedy at Vegas in the middle of 97-98 NBA season. It was briefly told on MJ's Netflix series The Last Dance. I can't wait to see what happened back then. Will he surprise us like his hairstyle that we can never expect? Did you pay attention to his fantastic hairstyle? Dennis' hairstyle is never mediocre. In every chance, Rodman always appears with extraordinary styles, ranging from colorful hair dye, green curly hair, to red hair and bull shapes similar to the Red Bull symbol. In the series of his hairstyle, Rodman is never seen in a plain or unpatterned hairstyle. He always looks striking, both in terms of his behavior or the color of his hair. I think he expresses himself a lot in his hairstyle. Talking about hairstyle, did you know that Rodman has a good relationship with the president that is also famous for his hairstyle? You must know the president of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. Rodman was once invited by Kim Jong-un to Pyongyang. It was a very rare experience when North Korea completely closed itself from the world, and North Korea is also hostile to the United States de facto de jure. Their rare encounter began when Dennis Rodman, vice media journalist Ryan Duffy, and amateur basketball team the Harlem Globetrotters visited North Korea in 2013. Dennis Rodman came to play a friendly basketball game. He was warmly welcomed by the government and the people of North Korea. In fact, Rodman took the time to meet Jong-un in person. Rodman considered this rare moment because it turns out that Jong-un was a fan of the NBA, especially for the Bulls. From that first meeting, Rodman often paced North Korea and the United States. I'm friends with him. We laugh and sing together. We do a lot of cool things together like skiing and horseback riding, said Rodman in an interview. But did you expect that this NBA star wanted to end his life? Yes, Rodman almost ends himself. Due to various mental pressures, Dennis almost decided to commit suicide and then change his life, which lowered his career to the point of almost A ground. Luckily, he survived his NBA career thanks to Michael Jordan's support. It is suspected that he took shortcuts because of the pressures of life after being left by Chuck Daly as Detroit Pistons coach and divorced from Annie Bay. 4 years later, in his biography, Bad As I Wanna Be, Dennis Rodman reveals how far he has fallen. He drove to Auburn Hills Palace one night in February '93 with a loaded rifle in his truck, debating whether or not he wanted to live. Eventually, he fell asleep in the truck, where he was found by the police, who were called to do a welfare check on Dennis Rodman by a friend. It was then that he had an epiphany. I decided that instead of suicide, I was going to kill the con artist who was taking Dennis Rodman to a place he didn't want to go. So I just said, I'm going to live my life the way I wanted to. I wanted and to be happy to do it. It's really sad, guys. But speaking of the freedom, do you remember a moment at the launch of his book? You've heard that Dennis Rodman dresses up like a bride. You can't predict his behavior at all. So, those are some unique facts about the controversial basketball player Dennis Rodman. But apart from being controversial because of his attitude, Dennis Rodman is one of the best players in the NBA. Dennis Rodman was one of the important pillars of the Chicago Bulls' triumph in the NBA at the end of the 1990s. Dennis Rodman is an eccentric figure on and off the field. His looks are also different from the other players. That's why the camera shots often pointed at him. Tell us in the comment and subscribe for more videos like this. Bye!